Reza. And now our fifth story out front, Sharapova's sweetness. Now, we all know 25-year-old Russian Olympic silver medalist Maria Sharapova. She's currently ranked number 3 in the world. She's a fierce competitor on the tennis court, but Maria Sharapova is now no longer just a Grand Slam champion. She's a brand. People around the world know her face. She's the highest paid female athlete in the world. And today, fans mobbed her as she launched her own business. For the first time, it's a candy line called Sugarpova. It's going to be sold at stores including It's Sugar and a store called Henry Bendel's, where I met Sharapova today. She told me she plans to play tennis for many more years, but being successful in business is crucial to her.
When I'm on the tennis court and I'm in that cubicle in a way, that's my own little workspace, I commit so much physical energy and mental preparation, and then I go out on the court and I compete. But when I leave the court, I feel like I need something that gets your mind off of what you do there, that is so intense, that is so competitive. And therefore, I have a lot of fun with the businesses that the collections and the collaborations that I work with. It keeps my mind on other things.
I mean, I see your face everywhere. I saw your face everywhere in Europe last week. I see your face here, whether it's Kohan or Tag, or now you have this candy line that you're starting. So what made you decide to do candy? By the way, I think the name's very cute.
Thank you.
Sugarpova, right?
Thank you.
So what made you choose? A lot of people would say, okay,
I know,
this young woman could have done anything, and she picked candy.
I know.
Why?
Well, I'm such a big foodie, and I have the biggest sweet tooth, and I see candy as this treat. My earliest memories is when I was a young girl, and I would have like a good week of practice, and I would ask my parents to get me this lollipop that was tough to find in Russia back then, but like I saw it as a reward, I saw it as a treat, and that's kind of how I see like candy, in a way that, you know, my sport is physical, and, you know, of course I want to take care of my body, but it's like that indulgence that everybody wants to have. And from when I heard of the name Sugarpova, and then I put the two together with the candy and Sugarpova, and then I always wanted to own my own business. I mean, I've been part of great collaborations, collections, but I wanted to own something. I wanted to be financially involved. I wanted to make all the final decisions, and it's a lot of, you know, it's a lot of responsibility you learn.
So this is your baby.
This is my baby. I feel like I've had 2 pregnancies, and the candy's my baby. That's my kid.
You worked so hard. You rose so quickly. You had the adversity of injury.
Exactly.
And sort of wondering what would happen next. Now you're back.
Right.
So is tennis, I mean, are you going to be going for Grand Slams, playing in the Olympics the next time around? Or?
Yeah, well, it's interesting. Through this whole process of doing the candy has been the last couple of years. It's kind of when I'm coming back from my injury and really coming back on top and winning the French Open this year. And so I felt like it's almost been like my good luck charm, because I've had that great balance of working something that I was passionate about, and yet being on the court and just working to regain my #1 ranking, to win more Grand Slams, to win the French Open, the one that I hadn't won before. So it's been a really fulfilled year.
How much time do you spend working for it, for practice? People look at you and they say, okay, look at a lot of it comes, I mean, naturally you're so long and lean,
well,
but...
I do have, I'm so fortunate that I do play tennis for a living, and I play a sport, and then I'm active, because I don't like the gym. You know, I'm like, I try to stay outside, and I try to exercise outside, and I love my food, and I love all the indulgences and candy and cakes and all of that, so I must work out. I mean, it's not like everyone gets a good body by sitting on the couch and eating candy all day. I mean, you have to put in the physical effort. Everyone knows that. So I'm very fortunate that I do play sports for a living. Yeah.
And your personal story is an amazing one. Obviously, growing up in Russia, your family a victim of the Chernobyl crisis, and then you came here. You were a young child.
Yeah, I was 7
spoke
years
no
old.
English.
No, not at all.
But you've been in the U.S. a long time. Obviously, in the Olympics, you played for Russia.
Yes.
So how do you think of yourself now? Are you Russian? Are you American?
No. It's so interesting, because I grew up in Russia for the first 7 years of my life. That's where I started playing tennis, and I moved to the United States because of tennis, because tennis wasn't popular at all back then when I was that young, and there weren't many facilities. So the sport kind of took my family to the United States to develop a dream that we had, and it's amazing how comfortable I got in the States, how accustomed I got to the culture, to the lifestyle, and I love traveling the world, but when I come here, I feel like it's home. And when I go back home and I visit my grandparents and I'm sitting in, you know, an informal dining room eating my grandma's home-cooked meal, I'm like, gosh, I'm so Russian inside of me. Like, this is the real me. I'm so happy. And when I'm home, I'm always speaking Russian in my house with my parents.
So you speak both equally?
Yeah, I speak,
no accent.
And then
You've got no accent.
Well, I get out of my house, and then most of my friends are English or, you know, French or whichever, and you're speaking another language. So it's an interesting balance. Yeah.
And you have citizenship of both countries?
Just Russia.
Just Russia.
Just Russia.
And you're going to keep it that way?
Yeah. I mean, right now, that's the way I feel, and I'm so happy to represent my country, and especially seeing the way that the sport has grown in my country. And I grew up watching the Olympics on TV in Russia because it was such a huge part of our culture. And I thought, oh, one day it would be amazing to be there and maybe hold the flag. And this year I had this incredible opportunity of carrying the flag in the Olympic ceremony. So it's just so many things that you think of as a child. And I mean, there's no reason right now to change citizenship.
Up now.